The Melian Dialogue is hugely important for world politics for lots of reasons. It's something I'm going to keep referring back to throughout the module, as while at first glance it looks like a historical anecdote, it really can help us to understand world politics today. It helps us to understand war, it helps us understand peace, and it helps us understand all the bits in between. The learning outcomes for today's session are, first of all, to help you understand why the Melian Dialogue is useful, but then to introduce you to some key concepts which will recur throughout the course. Specifically, information, the unitary rational actor assumption, credible commitments, compromise, indivisible goods or intractable problems, audience costs, resolve, compellence or deterrence, alliances, religion, morality, ethnicity, and power. Now, that's a lot of learning outcomes, so I don't expect you to fully understand all of them in one go. But I want to make you familiar with these terms as they are central to world politics. All of them are buried within the Melian Dialogue. We just need to dig them out. First, some background. Our account of the Melian Dialogue comes from Thucydides' great work, The History of the Peloponnesian War. The Peloponnesian War, running from 431 to 404 BC, was fought between the Delian League, led by Athens, and the Peloponnesian League, led by Sparta. I'm going to call the Delian League the Athenians and the Peloponnesian League the Spartans, just to make things a bit easier to understand. So, two sides, the Athenians and the Spartans. The part of the book that we're interested in, the Melian Dialogue, regards the fate of the small island of Melos, as the Athenians and the Spartans carved up the Aegean and the surrounding areas. Let's take a look at the area. We'll zoom away from Brunel for a moment and fly to the Aegean Sea to see where the island of Melos is. Here it is, highlighted in pink. Now, at the time, the Spartans occupied all of this what we might call continental territory, but the Athenians occupied most of the islands of the Aegean, and they wanted more. The Melians had more affinity in terms of ethnicity with the Spartans, but had tried to stay neutral in the Peloponnesian War. That neutrality was tested in 416 BC with the siege of Melos. The Melian Dialogue is Thucydides' account of the negotiations prior to that siege. The dialogue itself is about 3,000 words in total, which is not a lot, but is more than I can get through in this brief session. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, on a different device or in a different window, go here, stevepickering.net/Melian. That's stevepickering.net/Melian. This is the full text of the Melian Dialogue. Next, watch the next video, in which I've taken the Melian Dialogue and recreated it, only in my version, the Athenians and the Melians are doing their dialogue on smartphones.